This is one that relates to our foreign challenge, and that is the challenge of the jihadists, radical, violent Islamists. It's really this century's nightmare.
And if I'm president of the United States, there will be a war waged and won against these violent jihadists.
I'm glad they're at Guantanamo. I don't want them on our soil. I want them in Guantanamo when they don't get the access to lawyers they get when they're on our soil. I don't want them in our prisons. I want them there. Some people have said we ought to close Guantanamo. My view is we ought to double Guantanamo.
And then of course you take military action. It is unacceptable for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. We will not allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
Politics of hate, war, and fear. Adamant on raging wars on countries that never attacked USA. Hate targeting other religions. These are Bush policies and ideology. Says he will invite investors and entrepreneurs to create jobs, but promises no action in banning imports. American investors themselves know that investing in America or setting up industries in America is impossible as long as they have cheap, crappy imported stuff. They themselves invest overseas. All these promises are just bait to get vote. He will do just what Bush did. And don't worry, there will be a lot of bombing and fighting, fear, hate, and war, and terrible expenses that you won't even step up to ask, hey, what happened to those jobs and investors that you promised? This is not about him being a bad leader or selling you a bunch of lies. This is them running your system, making you pick from their own boys. You don't have apples, oranges, and mangoes to choose from. All you have in the plate is orange A, orange B, and orange C. Whatever you pick, they're gonna taste the same. Each of them are going to do the same thing.
The Iranians are desperately trying to build nuclear weapons, and they will use them.
So I think the world needs to understand Iran is not going to get a nuclear weapon. All the world can decide is whether they help us peacefully stop it or they force us to use violence. But Iran is not going to get a nuclear weapon.
I don't know if you've seen.
And now they're in the process of developing nuclear weapons, and it appears obvious to me that the administration is doing little to nothing. Now, I'm hopeful that some of the things we're seeing with respect to the nuclear program that the United States is involved with, which is, on occasion, scientists working on the nuclear program in Iran turn up dead. I think that's a wonderful thing, candidly. I think we should send a very clear message that if you are a scientist from Russia or from North Korea or from Iran and you're going to work on the nuclear program to develop a nuclear bomb from Iran, you are not safe.
As a candidate and as president, and I will say to the leaders of Iran, under a Santorum administration, you will not get a nuclear weapon.
Your election process is like a question. And the question they're asking you is, do you want an orange? Or do you want an orange? Or do you want an orange? And you're sitting there eagerly listening to all of them for 1 full year. And finally, you'll pick an orange. Good luck with that. They might be just sitting there having a blast of how they are making a fool out of the most educated and powerful country of 300 million people. Now that's some show. The system is freakishly outdated and corporate controlled. They will run it for their benefit, not for the people's benefit. Wake up.